All right, what is going on, everyone, and welcome to WreckTalk. I've had people asking me about this. I haven't had time to sit down and pull the clips up. So if you're new to this, evidently Fran Brown, and yeah, I know about the hair. Okay, after the loss, I've decided to go emo. Tonight will be the night that I will fall for you, and just wallow in my sadness and drink black coffee and smoke cigarettes, I guess. But yeah, if you haven't heard, I guess Fran Brown took offense to something that Brent Key said. Now, I'm not even going to give my opinion on this. I'm going to show you what Fran Brown said, and then I'm going to show you what he's referencing that Brent Key said. I'll let you draw your conclusion, and then I will give you my opinion. Again, we lost to the Fruit. It's hilarious. I get it. But I've given my props to Syracuse. But let's see what these boys on about. Yeah, see what they're on about. Now I'm going to play like the full context of it. So the key one's going to be kind of long, but I don't want anyone to accuse me of anytime someone thinks that they're wrong, they always blame you of taking out of context. I'm not taking out of context. Here's the full context.
Fran, I know earlier in the week there was maybe some things that Key said that rubbed you maybe a little bit the wrong way. It might have sounded like. What was your conversation with him like after this game, and had that added fuel going into this game?
I mean, it did add fuel. He know me, so it was just like I told him. I didn't know him. I was on the other side of the ball. I took that personal.
All right. So I know him, but I didn't know him. Okay.
And I took it personal when he talked about it wasn't about X's and O's. It was about coming up here being physical and tough for 4 hours. And we from the Northeast. Like, what you mean by that? You know, like we don't play football. Like we're not physical and tough. I took that very personal. I took that personal because of what the S means. You know, Syracuse has been physical forever, and I wanted to make sure that that will never be said about us. Like we're not soft. You know, so that bothered me. It rubbed me the wrong way. And the T in Dart is for tough. So
I don't know what the T and Dart reference is. Maybe that's some in the know Syracuse thing. By the way, if you're from Syracuse and you're in the know, I got a 1911 hoodie here, so maybe that'll make you happy. Okay. So you listen to that and you're like, man, Key must have like questioned the entire team's manhood. And man, he must have said something awful about Fran Brown and or his team. Let's see what Brent Key said. I'm going to play. Now, this is going to be like 2 minutes or something, but I'm going to play the full question that was asked and Key's full response. So let's see what this absolute animal said about Syracuse.
Coach, it's I guess 2 firsts this week. It's your first chance to play a game after watching current game film of an opponent, and also your first true road game, which I know is weird since you guys went to Ireland, but it is a road matchup. What is the benefit of being able to see some current film, and the challenge of going on the road as far as how you approach it with your team?
Well, I mean, there's knowns and there's unknowns. You have things to look at schematically. Look, there's not one thing that Georgia State knows that they've seen on us, they were able to expose on us. Same with Florida State that Syracuse does not know. They're going to know all the same information about us that the previous team does, regardless of how that information is viewed. And for us, we've got to be able to watch the tape. But again, I mean, it's one game of film. So.
Okay, so far I'm not hearing anything incendiary. Let's continue.
You expect multiples to add up as the season goes on, and you have to be prepared. But that's what I said. It isn't about scheme and plays and calls. It's about us being able to go out and be the most physical football team, play controlled, have controlled aggression, which turns into discipline across the field. That's what we've got to be able to do this in a hostile environment on the road.
So that's what Fran Brown is referencing. I don't really get the. I mean, God, yeah, he absolutely buried Fran Brown in Syracuse there, didn't he? What is he on about? That's what he's referencing. All he said was, we got to go out there and be the most physical football team. Yeah, that's like step 0. By the way, if you think he's just trying to bury him, here's what he said about his own team.
Brent, you're talking physicality. How
Now, this is earlier in the press conference.
would you evaluate your guys' level of physicality consistently through these first two?
He must reference Syracuse here. Maybe we were confused what Fran Brown was saying.
We've been physical at times. We haven't been physical at times. There's a lot of things we have to do better. There's no ceiling on the toughness and physicality that you have as a football team. At least for me, there's not. My vision and standard of what that is extremely high. And I challenge.
Okay, so he's just saying sometimes we're not physical. Sometimes we are physical. Not once in this entire press conference. I think he's asked directly about Fran Brown. He said he doesn't really know the guy. There is something that they could have taken issue with. We did bring Kevin Harris up, and Kevin Harris, it gets bleeped out. I do know what Kevin Harris said, but you'll have to become a member to figure that out. He said something about Syracuse that I could absolutely see that I would get pissed if someone said about my team. That's what Fran Brown is talking about, though. And I see all these people, it worked. I mean, did it? Yeah, you won the football game, but if you need to manufacture something out of nothing to motivate your team, I just don't really understand that. And he said, hey, we're from the Northeast. We're all tough. First of all, he's from New Jersey, which I think that even people from Syracuse can agree with, is the most annoying trash hole place that anyone could ever end up. The only thing good that's ever come out of New Jersey is The Sopranos. Like he's acting like they're part of the Sopranos crew, kind of. But he says, people from the Northeast they're all tough. Well, let's look at the past decade of Syracuse record. There must be a lot of like 10, 11 win seasons and ACC titles in here, right? All right, let's look. Last year they went 6-7. Then they went 7-6 the year before. I'm just going to keep going down. 5-7, 1-10. By the way, the only team you beat that year was Jeff Collins' coach team. You beat Georgia Tech. So congrats on that. Then you went 5-7, 10-3. All right, there must be a lot more of those in here. 4-8, 4-8, 4-8, 3-9. So in the past 10 years, you're 49-73. So is that just because you had the wrong scheme, but everyone was tough, just looking for the gabagool, huh? I don't think so. I don't get this. This is silly and stupid to me. Key didn't say anything about the guy. Like, you won the football game. I don't see what he's taking issue with. And let me tell you this all plays as long as you're winning. When you drop a game that you shouldn't, and then this is the narrative behind the scenes, then people are going to get pissed and say, why are you focusing on absolutely nothing instead of coaching your team? Again, if you need to manufacture drama, I mean, this is almost like Real Housewives stuff. If you need to manufacture drama where none exist to motivate your team, then I have to question your team on some level. Like, why do you need that? Why can't you just be motivated to play the game? Because it's the greatest game God ever invented. So, I don't get Fran Brown. I don't get why he would take offense to that. I mean, I took offense to it because he knows me, but we're on opposite sides of the ball, so he didn't really know me. Whatever. Syracuse fans, I'm sure they're all going to comment, well, it worked, and yeah, we're from the Northeast, we're all tough. Well, then why are you 49-73 over the past decade? And they'd be like, oh, well, you sucked over the past decade. You're right. We had the worst period in school history. The difference in you and me is I'm not claiming everyone born in the Southeast is I don't know, Conor McGregor or something. I'm not claiming everyone in the Southeast is the toughest guy ever. Fran Brown is, though. So let me know what you guys think. Those are my thoughts on it, and y'all have a good one.